Ladies and gentlemen, there is one story that I have not been able to cover lately just because I really haven't had a lot of time. But I've been wanting to touch on this story, and unfortunately, now, right at the time that I was getting ready to touch on the story, we've just received confirmation that that Titanic sub that everybody has been looking for, that everybody's been talking about on Twitter over the last, I don't even know how many days. The sub unfortunately looks like it had a catastrophic implosion, according to this report from CNN. Now, it is something that is very sad, obviously, and I hope that this particular event is not going to discourage people from trying to explore the seas, because I really do think like that the seas should be one thing that we should be exploring more than space, in my opinion, because it's something that's readily available on Earth right now. We only explore like what 5 to 6% of the entire ocean capacity on the planet Earth. So there is so much to explore. But unfortunately, when people take shortcuts, when they don't do the right thing and they create a submarine that was made by people trying to be cheap, essentially, we have catastrophic things like this happening. So we're going to get into the article, guys. But of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like to push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. So according to this article from CNN, it says missing Titanic sub crew killed after catastrophic implosion. The Titanic-bound submersible that went missing on Sunday with 5 people on board suffered a catastrophic implosion, killing everyone on board, the U.S. Coast Guard Rear Admiral John Marger said on Thursday. A remotely operated vehicle found the tail cone of the Titan about 1,600 feet away from the bow of the shipwreck, he said. Now, think about that for a second. That's pretty insane when you think about the fact that they specifically went into the ocean to find the Titanic and witness it firsthand, right? They spent a lot of money to go on this particular trip down into the ocean to go see something so amazing, and they ended up becoming part of the Titanic. It really is just crazy when you think about that. I can't even think about that straight because it's really creepy, right? Like, it's kind of like they became one with the thing that they went to go see. It's a really creepy thing, but it's sad because as we're going to go into this article, I'm sure they're going to talk about it. This particular submarine that they designed for this entire trip was made very lazily, and they took a lot of shortcuts with this submarine, which is where I think a lot of lawsuits are going to happen. So let's continue into the article and see what it has to say. It says the 5 passengers on the Titan submersible that was diving 13,000 feet to view the Titanic on the ocean floor died in a catastrophic implosion, authorities said Thursday, bookending an extraordinary 5-day international search operation near the site of the world's most famous shipwreck. The tail cone and other debris were found by a remotely operated vehicle about 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic, deep in the North Atlantic and about 900 east of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. This is an incredibly unforgiving environment down there on the seafloor, and debris is constant with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel. U.S. Coast Guard Rear Admiral John Marger, the first Coast Guard district commander, told reporters. Now, according to this, the remote-operated vehicle found 5 different major pieces of debris from the Titan submersible, according to Paul Hankins, the U.S. Navy's Director of Salvage Operations and Ocean Engineering. The debris was consistent with catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber and, in turn, a catastrophic implosion, he said. As of now, there does not appear to be a connection between the banging noises picked up by sonar earlier this week and where the debris was found. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to engineering, right? I mean, I'm no engineer personally, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, but you gotta think, when it comes to engineering, you really cannot afford to take shortcuts. Anytime you take shortcuts with engineering, you are absolutely risking the lives of anybody participating in the actual event, right? So since we're talking about a submarine, you are risking the lives of everybody who is going to be in that submarine for the foreseeable time that they're in there. And the problem is, you are going, as they said in the article, you're going to an area deep in the ocean that is extremely dangerous, okay? Just from the pressure alone, 12 to 13,000 feet into the ocean depths. That pressure, I don't think people realize just how much pressure it is down there. So you have to have near perfect engineering to be able to explore something like that. You have to. You cannot take shortcuts. And unfortunately, they definitely took shortcuts with this particular submarine, which in my opinion led to the failure that they experienced. It's sad, but it's true. It says the White House thanked the U.S. Coast Guard and international partners for their search and rescue efforts for the submersible submersible then went missing on its way to the Titanic wreckage. This has been a testament to the skill and professionalism that the men and women who serve our nation continue to demonstrate every single day, a White House spokesperson said. Earlier Thursday, the Coast Guard thanked experts and agencies from all over the world for assisting in the effort, calling it a huge international and interagency search. The White House spokesperson also expressed sympathy for the families of the 5 passengers on board the submersible. Now, it's to my knowledge that they actually reached out to the families immediately once they found the debris and confirmed that it was from the submersible. So once they found that tail end piece, that basically told them everything that they needed to know. If you find that piece, you already know the entire integrity of the submersible is done. Like, there's no way that they could have survived after that particular piece being found separated from the main submersible. So it's really sad, man. And again, this is what happens when you take shortcuts with engineering. You cannot take shortcuts with engineering. These are the 5 faces of the people who sadly lost their lives because somebody was too cheap and thought it was a great idea to take a shortcut. It really is sad, man. And again, James Cameron commented on this and has said that he's hoping that this does not discourage exploration of the sea. And I'm basically saying the same thing. We definitely need to explore our seas more than we explore space. It's right here at home, and we're just choosing to ignore it because it's seemingly dangerous. And again, I know it's dangerous. I get that, but there's been plenty of successful explorations when people took their time and made sure the engineering was right, the planning was right, everything was right. This seemed very rushed. This seemed very shortcut taking, and that is essentially the problem. And what's even sadder, man, is a young guy lost his life because he went with his dad, and I'm sure they were going to have a great time down there, and they were both super excited to go see it, I'm sure, and unfortunately, this is what happened. Now, those who knew the passengers are grappling with their tragic loss, and some have sent messages of condolences on their legacies as remembered. Ingra Corporation Limited, where Pakistani businessman Shahzad Dawood was vice chairman, issued a statement on the deaths of Dawood and his son Sulman, who were among the 5 people on board the Titan submersible. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The submarine unfortunately did implode. The people sadly lost their lives, and like I said, I find it extremely creepy that they went down there to go see the Titanic, which obviously a lot of people lost their lives on the Titanic. Everybody knows the story by now. And now it looks like these 5 people are indeed one with the ship. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.